how we go on YouTube. So we grabbed another project. It's not what you'd normally grab, but for $100 I couldn't say no to it. So it's a 125 pit bike. I used to back when I was younger, so it's just like, you know, second nature. I've done too many. I can't even keep count of how many pit bikes I've done in the past. So yeah, be an easy fix. It was running a year ago, but it's got the bogging out issue as per every pit bike has. So today I'm gonna pull all the carby out. I've got a little trick to cleaning them old gunked out carbies. If it doesn't work, I'll order a new carby, that's fine. But yeah, it looks like we're just gonna mess around with it for a little bit and get it all fixed up in running order, and then we'll move it on. Probably get some parts of the VT, so that'd be cool. This will things like this fund my builds, so I'll go and snap something up like this for $100 and move it on, and like fix it up, move it on, make some money out of it, and pay for parts for the cars we need. So yeah, so today we are going to get her going. So I'll just do a quick walk around of it. It's an old Atomic, 2014 model. Been sitting out in a field by the looks of it. It's just been, you know, used and abused as they all were. It's got the typical destroyed rear tube, so we'll have to do that at some point as well. That carby is destroyed, but I must say I've done worse, so we should be alright there. We'll see. But it's the electric start model as well. Not that I don't ever really think, I think it's just more things to go wrong to probably completely get rid of it and just kickstart it. It's not too hard to kickstart. It's the clutch model, which is pretty cool. A lot of the pit bikes I've dealt with in the past are all them semi-automatic. So this thing's pretty cool. Got a clutch on it, should do some pretty cool wheelies. But tyres are actually pretty good as well, which is good. A lot of the time when you get these pit bikes, they're just bald because they're just thrashed out old clappers, you know. Now I actually like my Chinese bikes. They're very easy to work on. Believe it or not, I actually think they're quite reliable. I've never blew one up. So, well, obviously destroyed them, but no quicker than I'd destroy a little Honda CRF 50 or something. So it's got good compression as well. It's got good kickback on it. So I can tell she's definitely going to be a runner, which, yeah, it's just a matter of the old spark fuel air trick. It's definitely got the compression, so awesome. Stick with it and we'll definitely get her going today. Okay, so we're going to start with taking the all the plastics off. They're normally held in here at the tank, around the back and just under the seat, but you often find that they are missing most of their bolts and screws. So, and as per in this case, we're missing all of them except the two here. So easy job for us today, but obviously everything's rusty as well, so we want to lubricate everything. Okay, so it's pretty clean. It's obviously typical pit bike, it's nothing special, but we'll start pulling all this carburetor up. We'll get the tank off, give that a flush. Fuel line actually looks quite new on it, so we'll reuse that. We'll take it off and have a look, but weirdly for a pit bike too, it's still got its original exhaust with the mesh in it. Obviously it doesn't look too pretty, but we'll get to getting this carburetor out next. With the carburetor, you got the 2 screws. You got one this side and one the other side, and that's it. And then your fuel line and your throttle body up there. So you just unscrew the cap, take that out. Alright, so we've got the carby out. She doesn't look too pretty, let's be honest. Pretty yucky. I don't reckon it's ever been off. Still got fuel in it. Oh, it's yellow. Okay, so yeah, everything needs to flush out. I reckon that's just going to be grime under there. Let's get the bowls off and have a look. So a couple of things with these pit bikes is that that's why a lot of people think they're junk. They don't really, they would just require a little more servicing than a regular, say, Honda or something. I find this is every single pit bike's problem. Every single one. So get these screws out. You don't want to round them and you don't want to lose them. So it should be nice and gentle. If they're not going to come with these, apply a bit of pressure. Just keep that bowl down, try and keep all the gaskets intact. They're probably stuffed anyway, but at the end of the day we don't want to spend too much on it, so I'm going to try and keep it as straightforward as possible. So, okay, this is pretty well welded together. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, so yeah, she's pretty yucky in there, so definitely old yucky fuel. It's like a dark yellow colour. It's like urine. It's not very pretty. So we'll get all the jets out. We'll do the little trick. I've got a little trick to carburetors. So we'll get this orange power and you squirt it in every little hole. You just dismantle the carby completely, all the little air passages and stuff, and then pour boiling hot water through it. Obviously removing these gaskets gently. Try not to stretch them in that process. Can be quite difficult to do, but I'll do that off camera. This side has a slot for when you're putting it back in, so I'll turn it off and I'll get back to you. So we'll just have a quick look at these jets, I think. Okay, that doesn't want to, that one there doesn't want to come, so use the old persuasion tool. Here we go. Yeah. So that is no good. Oh, this one actually has dirt. You can actually see the dirt, which is sticking out of the, wow, that is unbelievable. I've actually not had one that bad yet. So there might not be a chance we'll be using this carby. We might be having to order a new one. Okay, so unfortunately I don't actually have any of the orange power. So I'm going to try a different method today and see if it works, but I'm just going to use WD-40 with boiling hot water. So I'm just going to spray it in every little air passage. Just want to get every single spot. So take every single little bit out. So you've got your idle screw, you got your air fuel mixture with the little spring, just make sure you don't get them mixed up. You got your jets, you got all the little air passages now, your float and needle right there, and you just want to, every single little bit of it. Just let it all soak through. and then you want to get boiling hot water from the kettle. So you can see that dissolving through all the little passageways there. So that'll be making its way through everything, clearing it all out. So what I'll do is I'll go boil the kettle now and I'll get it ready. So you just get your hot water and you just want to try and, without burning yourself, try and get it through every little gap, and then you let it sit and you'll start seeing it bubbling. So already that big chunk just came out, all the stuff there, you can already see it all flowing out. See the bubbles in the top of the carby, it's starting to go through, you can see it working. Ignore my sniffs at the moment, I'm got a bit of a cold, but just want to keep going. The longer it sits, the better. You may have to do 2 kettle runs, but like I said, without burning yourself too. You don't want to do what I've done and leave that gasket on. I want to try and get that off without... There we go. That was lucky. I didn't actually damage it, so that's good. So you can see the gunk coming out of it. It's definitely the best way to do a carby. You just want to keep moving it around to keep that water flow. The best thing is you probably want to submerge it because the steam cleans it. So right now, every single passage has water sticking out the top of it. So we'll just let that sit. You can already see that is just crazy. So we'll leave that now for about an hour, maybe 2. The longer the better, and then we'll come back, we'll dry it all out and stick some fresh fuel in it and see if it starts. So it's been about 25 minutes, I'd say, and it's pretty well starting to settle now. So I'm going to do it off camera, but the best thing to do now is pull it off and just get something small to poke the jets and stuff out and just slowly go through everything. Clean it all up just nicely, because you don't want to scratch anything or make anything too big either. Like, you know, stick a pin or something in there, you're gonna make the hole bigger and it's gonna get the wrong fuel mixtures and stuff. So you definitely want to, you know, just be gentle. I'll get back to it when it's all clean. So we're back, got a coffee, got a smoke, happy days. So I come up with a new method. I got my pressure washer, I got vice grips, and I just gently, very gently, you don't want to crush any jets or anything, you just very gently, so it's just holding it like that, and you absolutely bomb it with the jet wash, and that's after leaving it in the tub for a while, and it comes up amazing. Wow, it's still got the corrosion look, but it will be enough to get this thing running at least. So we'll see if we can see through the jet on camera. Oh yeah, perfectly. So it's definitely the best way to do it. You probably won't be able to see the smaller jet, but you might. Yeah, I mean, I can barely see through it myself, but it is clear. So we're just still waiting on the carby to just dry that little bit more. Give the bike a bit of a pressure wash. Got all that grime off the motor and stuff. Still a little bit on it, obviously, but yeah, I've just sort of went around it, just give it a bit of a touch up, just a pressure wash. That's all I really did. So Yeah, I've had a look in the tank, and that's been emptied and cleaned before I got it, so that's a win. Don't have to do that, so it's pretty well just a matter of waiting for this carby to dry and get some fresh fuel in it and kick it over and see what it does. Alright guys, so a little bit later on in the day, and I didn't film much, but it's all back together. I pretty well put the video there of how to dismantle it, and I've pretty well put it there as to what to do with it once it's dismantled. Obviously put it back together the same way, and yeah, honestly, like, it fired up first kick, so I'll do a startup video for you in a second. I've ordered a new rear tube for it, and I've ordered a new air filter. So at the moment it's not running an air filter, so, but it fires up first click. It's running pretty healthy, to be honest with you. I'm actually quite impressed with it. So next will be new plastics, new brakes, and may look at maybe doing the fork seals as well. And yeah, we'll have a look, see if we can get new plastics for it. Other than that, it's pretty well ready to go. It's ready to ride, so, which is pretty cool. It's come up pretty good, so we'll see how it keeps going. But it came with a battery, but it's not working, and not too phased because it's kickstart anyway. But I'll fire it up for you guys. Okay, here we go. Running like an absolute dream. Got good compression. It's actually quite hard to kick for a 125. Clutch all engages. It all goes through all the gears. Just needs the rear tire tube now, and yeah, it should be ready to go for a ride. On the air filter as well. We don't want to ride it without an air filter. Just waste the time we've just spent on it, so no point doing that. It runs pretty good. I normally let them build oil pressure, but it is just a Chinese bike at the end of the day, so I'm not too bothered. My neighbours must love me. Get some new handlebars for it as well. Fun little project. So that'll be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. This is just a quick flip. I enjoy these little ones, you know. It took me a day to do. I got it for $100, you know, so it owes me 130 because of the tire tube and the air filter. So yeah, pretty well a win for $130, and a couple of hours of my time. It's really not a problem. So they're the fun ones, really. And they do fund a lot of the car builds, so they're definitely worth a watch. They're good fun. You might learn, you might not. I'm not sure. You might be interested, you might not, but just my sort of little side hobby, this one. Yeah, so stay tuned, like and subscribe, and we'll